Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Who We You'd, an unofficial Doctor Who watch along podcast. My name is Ben, and I'm here with my co host Cam. Today, we'll be talking about the Doctor Who episode Terminus. But before we get into the episode, how you doing today, Cam?
I'm doing good. I'm gonna crack open Spindrift. I'm gonna get it on mic.
Make sure to turn the logos to face the camera.
Yeah. Spindrift. Remember if you want to, if we're open to sponsorships.
Indeed.
We both love the product.
Glowing reviews from us.
Ah,
Well,
Spindrift. What a drink.
what a drink. Well, this is gonna be coming out in like February, but
Mm,
yesterday was Christmas as of recording. How was your
mm.
Christmas?
It was fine. A quiet Christmas.
Yeah, same
Uh,
same
didn't
here.
didn't. I just went to my grandparents' house, and it was only me, my mother, my uncle, and my two grandparents. And my grandparents are getting up there in age, so it was
It
pretty
happens.
quiet. uh, and enjoyed some food and watched "It's a Wonderful Life" for the first time. And there's a reason why people say it's as good as it is, Ben, because it is as good as it is. I did Doctor Who wise. I yesterday I half on Christmas Eve I listened to Chimes at Midnight, and then half on Christmas Day I finished the second half of Chimes at Midnight. And Chimes at Midnight still good as it is.
Is
It's
that like
just
a Christmassy story?
oh yeah, it's very much Christmassy story. And it's highly regarded as being the
I mean, that's the
best big
first one,
finish.
right? First
What?
eighth.
No. It's like the fifth or sixth. It's in the second part of that run. Um, but it's Robert Sherman who is just the goat, and I love it so much. It's very clever and very funny. Just everything that Robert Sherman's great at. Very atmospheric too. It's just I'm like so excited to get your impressions on it when we get to it because it's
Eventually.
quite possibly might be my favorite Doctor Who story. Period. It's up there.
Wow.
Um, and then on Christmas Day, I rewatched Husbands of River Song. Just had it like on the background, and I really much like that story. I don't think it's a perfect Christmas special, um, but it's definitely one of my favorites. Just because of the conclusion of the River Song story is very good in that story.
I will look forward to it eventually.
Did you rewatch The Feast of Stephen?
I did not think to. Um, all No, I guess it was Christmas Eve. I watched Santa Claus is Coming to Town, the Rankin Bass one.
Hmm.
Christmas Day, yesterday. What did I watch? I watched Anchorman. Not really a Christmassy movie, but I was feeling like a comedy, and it was one like 90 minutes in and out.
Yeah.
Haven't seen it before, so all the
You haven't seen
jokes,
Anchorman before?
believe it or not.
Wow.
I haven't seen a lot of those kinds of comedies. My father tried to get me into Step Brothers, when I was younger, but it was just it was too much for the like, I would probably like it if I watched it now, but as a teenager, when there's about 100 swears in the first 2 minutes, I was like, I'm good." Um, but I had a good Christmas. I
That's
got
good.
a record player, that was
Ooh.
cool, and Dark Side of the Moon, my favorite
Mm.
album. I was starting to collect all the Pink Floyd on CDs, so now
Mm.
I'm gonna stop and have to collect them all on vinyl, which
I I went down the vinyl record rabbit hole, and then my cat pissed on some of my records and my record player, so I kind of that kind of killed the whole
damn.
media for me because I'm like, oh shit, all these records are now ruined because my cat pissed on them, and then my record player I have to get a new record player, and I just haven't got around to it. Um, but Christmas as a Doctor Who fan, you don't understand, Ben, but like it was always something to look forward to as a kid. It's like, Christmas presents, and spending it with family, I'll put that to the side. What really matters is at 9 o'clock on BBC America, the Christmas special. Um,
Are you sad we didn't get
I'm
a Christmas special this year?
always sad, because for a long period of time they were very good about like every Christmas there was one up until like 2017, and then when Jordy took over, they switched to the New Year's special, which just wasn't the same. And now this is going to be one of the very few years of the show since it came back that we're just not going to get any type of holiday special, which is always a shame. And even like we didn't even get like, yes, we kind of got some type of thing with the conclusion of the war between the land and the sea, the week earlier, but like,
Oh, is that done?
yeah, it's done. It's over.
Get what's your 10-word review?
Okay, I only got 10 words. Jesus Christ. All right, clean break. Timestamp it. War between the land and the sea. This is my thoughts. Right, started off pretty good. Midway chunk, pretty also was pretty good. End chunk, it just didn't stick the landing. That's basically all I have to say. Is that
Damn.
the ending bit was not satisfying at the least. It wasn't clearly set up. It's just a shame because I think the rest of the show is pretty good. And then of course so much of it is trying to be Torchwood Children of Earth, which had a really good ending with consequences. And the main
Is
character
there
has a
an
lot of,
ending with consequences here?
yeah, but like spoilers. I'm gonna do slight spoilers, right, Ben? I don't think this is too much spoilers for you because we kind of all thought it going in. But it's false. It's false victim to any of the Sea Devil Solarian stories, of just like they can't like they can't be that much of a world consequences, you know. You know what I'm trying to say without spoiling it?
I don't know what you're trying to say.
Like they're not gonna live with it's actually the doctor's not gonna land on Earth and just be like, oh yeah, look at Joe Sea Devil over there.
So are you saying like them succeeding is a major change in the status quo that could never happen?
Yeah, it's you could never the Sea Devils slash Solarians could never live half on Earth with the humans just because the whole it wouldn't be our Earth, and that's how the charm of Doctor Who is that it's our Earth,
Yeah. Well, I'll add
But
it to the list to
it's gonna be
watch.
interesting when we do talk about it in 7 years from now, however long. I don't
We'll
know
see.
math, and then it's part of it's math, and then part of it's just like who knows how long we'll do certain things. How long are we spend in the wilderness in the years? Are we gonna do Torchwood? Are we gonna do that in chunks? Are we gonna do that episode by episode?
I mean, the dream, in my opinion, would be to continue to do release order.
No,
Most
yeah,
of the
but you know what
time,
I'm saying. Like we could theoretically do Torchwood season one as an episode.
I guess. I know. It's gonna be weird instead of watching, you know, 4 to 6 25-minute episodes, it'll be like 45 minutes and you're done.
Yeah,
Maybe a two-parter if we're getting crazy.
yeah.
Uh, but we'll address that as we come to it. But this is not yet a War Between the Land and the Sea podcast. This is a Doctor Who podcast. I've been needing to sneeze for like 5 minutes and it just is
Oh,
not coming.
I'm so sorry, Ben. Sorry, podcast listener too. I'm getting over a sickness, and it seems like Ben's not doing good either. So if you hear sniffling and you hear tissues in the background, or you hear us just congested, it's what it is.
So far, it's looked like you haven't given me anything, but we'll see.
Because we did meet up for the first time in a couple months. We saw Avatar: The Way of the Water in 3D frame rate,
Fire and Ash,
high ref, 3D high frame rate IMAX.
which are three things that I've done 3D before, of course, but probably not for like 10 years. HFR and IMAX is a totally new experience to me. Um,
And not Limax, full IMAX.
oh yes, full experience. And it's great. What's your 10-word Avatar 3 review?
It's more of the same, which is good for better or worse.
I share the opinion that I've seen a lot online about the HFR. and I don't know what James Cameron is thinking. It looks terrible.
I don't think it looks terrible. I think part of the problem
Switching,
is switching. That's
yes.
the main problem.
It looks good when it is, and it looks good when it isn't, but when it's decided on a shot by shot
Yeah.
whether or not, like, having a talkie scene and then having a random shot that's HFR is just doesn't work. It pulls you out of the
But I do
experience.
think it does help it when it is a high refresh rate, and then it is the 3D action sequences. Like it did look good. It's just that the cutting forth back and forth that kind of was jarring.
Yes.
But anyways, this isn't an Avatar Jim Cameron podcast. That will come later. This is Doctor Who podcast, and we're going to be talking about Terminus. Give us the information about Terminus, Ben, before we get into what we thought of the episode.
So, Terminus was broadcast February 15th to February 23rd, 1983. This was written by Steve Gallagher, who previously did Warriors Gate.
Which kind of makes sense. A lot of ideas here. Same with Warriors Gate.
And this is a rare female director, Mary Ridge. This is the only thing she did. Although she did a lot of Blake 7, it looks like. Produced, of course, by JNT. To give a brief synopsis for the story, I'm going to pull it from the Doctor Who Classic YouTube channel.
Ooh.
The TARDIS materializes aboard a spaceship which is full of sick and diseased passengers who are heading towards a space station called Terminus, where they have been promised a cure. When Nyssa contracts the disease, the Doctor sets out to discover the true nature of the cure offered at Terminus. Dun dun dun.
Ooh.
So, what do you think of Terminus, Cam?
I wish I had like a little soundboard where I could just play boring and like the Halo announcer
Wah
guy
wah
voice.
wah.
Yeah, this one's just a massive dud. It's like a fart in the wind. It's just like there's nothing to the story that grabs me, Ben. It's just it's on and then it's off. Like there's nothing here, and there is some interesting ideas here. Like I think that a Doctor Who story set on like a sick planet, not planet, a sick ship, a plague ship. It's like that's a cool idea.
The problem is, though, it's very boring. You
Yes.
tune out, and when they drop those big ideas, you're like, wait, what?
Yeah.
What's happening? I don't understand.
Yeah, they don't spend enough time explaining it to the audience or just talking about it. Just or they don't show stuff. A lot of it is just tell, and then a lot of
Yeah,
the tell is really boring dialogue, so you're not really fully paying attention. Like I remember the moment of the story where I really was like, "Ooh, this isn't a good story," is that moment where they just start talking about how like one of the engines exploded and that caused the Big Bang,
yeah,
and it's just like, what? Where are we? Where are we now, Ben? Like, that's like the jump of the shock moment for this episode, where I'm like, you have a lot of ideas, Stephen Gallagher. I understand that. I seen Warriors Gate too, but you gotta drip feed them. You gotta give me an interesting plot that's like, okay, the Doctor has to come get out of this interestingly, and I'm like, I'm invested fully in how the Doctor's gonna get himself out of this one. I was never invested in the story of how the Doctor was gonna get out or the companions. It seems like Turlough and Tegan were just in what do you call it, Ben?
Jeffrey's tube,
Yeah, an air duct. The whole entire serial,
pretty
like the
much.
whole serial, was just the two of them just hunkered down, just shivering their way through, shimmering and shammering their way through,
Yeah.
and just Taylor just being like, you know what? How do you think it would feel like to like kill someone? You know? I was hoping the Black Guardian trilogy. I really hoping this whole trilogy was just gonna be Turlough, like Wile E. Coyote, trying to kill the Doctor. And all these ways and traps and all these times the Doctor gets out of them just by last second, and he's just like, damn it.
Yeah, and then Nissa is just sick the whole time, and it's just a
Yes.
damsel in distress. So it's mostly the Doctor running around with a random raider woman who I don't
Who's
know her
not interesting.
name and I don't care about.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just boring, and I don't care what's happening, and it's very
Yeah.
unfortunate because this is the end for Nyssa, her final story. Setting aside her as a whole, talk about that in a minute. In this story, I think she's pretty much the same that she's been the whole story, her whole tenure of just she's there. She doesn't have that big of an impact on the plot. She maybe has a little bit more than normal because she's the damsel in distress for once. But I don't like what they do to her this story. I feel like they're trying to bring some femininity to her character by like sexualizing her and having her stripped down to her undergarments because she's just so hot. Oh, and
But think about the dads at home, man. Think about the dads. They need a reason to watch. You know, there's
she's
not
a
a lot of else
kid.
reasons to watch Terminus. That just about to switch the channel.
I just doesn't feel good.
Yeah, I found it interesting that Peter Davison said that he named, according to TOTUS fandom wiki, whatever the hell like to call it, Peter Davison named Nyssa as his favorite companion. He was upset that Sarah Sutton was leaving while she didn't leave of her accord and didn't want to go. Which remember, I think he was also the reason why she stayed on after Ford or Doomsday.
Yeah.
Um, so it's very interesting that still J&T was like, "Gotta go, Nyssa. I had enough of you. Gotta make way for Turlough."
What about her all in all? Like a little mini retrospective for her. Do you like her?
I don't not like her, you know? Like, she's a fine companion. There's nothing really bad about Nyssa, but there isn't also really anything great about Nyssa. I'm sorry, the Nyssa heads out there. That is
I'm so sorry,
the
Josh
throw,
Nays.
throwing the tomatoes at me at this moment on virtually. I she's just kind of bland, and it's just kind of Adric as a woman. But not as annoying as Adric. Don't get me wrong here, but on similar wavelengths, if you know what I mean, Ben. Do you agree?
Yeah, I think it's definitely her character is targeting, appealing to his particular demographic of like young female. Like the way that, a little British schoolboy could see themselves in Adric, a little British schoolgirl could see herself in Nyssa maybe and see, oh, she's a brilliant, smart, beautiful young woman. I want to be just like her. Um it just sucks that most of the time she's just there hanging out in the TARDIS while Tegan and the Doctor are running around outside, just being not important to the plot.
Yeah, she's often the person with this four-person TARDIS crew that is most affected. Mostly the person that's like, ah, we'll just stick her in the TARDIS, or we'll just stick her in this scene, or she has the least to do in most serials that she's in, except for like Arc of Infinity off the top of my head.
I mean, that's basically her one notable role.
Yeah. But of course, we get the famous gun meme.
Indeed. How do you feel about the way she leaves? Does it make sense?
Not
Do you
really.
buy that she's like, you know what? All these people that were just trying to kill me, I'm gonna stick around and I'm gonna use my brilliant mind to perfect this radiation therapy.
It very much just feels like, oh, J&T just wanted me out, so I'm leaving this episode, and they didn't really write around her leaving this particular episode. It just happened to be this episode that J&T was like, she needs to be gone by that episode.
I mean, I'm just happy. I thought for sure that they were trying to set her up with the male raider
Yeah,
guy, and
yeah,
this isn't a I've fallen in love and want to stay behind.
Yeah, another we
This is
lust.
just like another Leela, another. I guess that's the big one.
Yeah, that's the big one.
I feel like that's happened more, but I can't bring any to mind.
Yeah.
So sticking to the guns of I want to utilize my brilliant mind to the very end. And then we're left with Tegan and Turlough banished for the whole story to crawl under the floor. And for this Black Guardian trilogy, the middle bit was always going to be hard because you can't have the Doctor be killed, and you can't have anyone become like really significantly more suspicious. You don't have the start of it being having just inherently interesting bit to have it start or end. It just kind of has to be on the back burner. And so it's really a very minor B plot to the Terminus story. And it's not really that interesting. Do you agree?
Yes, I agree. It's just there's nothing to it. It's just we get a little bit of hints of there and there, but like that's not like the main concern this story is with the Black Guardian. It's just kind of just incidental that the Black Guardian is what kind of evolved the story.
Yeah. Despite that, where are your thoughts on Turlo at this point?
No thoughts at all because it's basically not used this story at all except for uh,
I mean,
just
adding
crawling in that air duct.
as another layer to modern undead. Do you like this kid? Is he annoying?
She's just there, Ben. There's nothing to say about Turlo.
Not no opinion yet.
Turlo could not be in this story and it would make no difference.
Wow. I guess we'll have to see for enlightenment if he
Yeah.
finally wins you over.
Yes, we'll see next week, ladies and gentlemen. But you know what is turning me over, Ben?
The delicious taste of
The
Spindrift.
delicious taste of raspberry lime Spindrift. See,
It
right
really is
there.
the best flavor.
We can anytime we'll take your money,
I'm gonna
Spindrift.
get a drink.
Is actually gonna be Spindrift.
I will be having one of their delicious unsweetened strawberry lemonade,
Mm.
sparkling water with real squeezed fruit.
Not sponsored,
Mm.
but would be gladly sponsored.
What about Davison's performance this episode? I
There's
think,
not too much to say about it. He's just kind of just he doesn't add anything there that makes it memorable.
yeah, it's. I would say two things. One, unlike Tom, he continues even for a bad story to still, give it his all.
Yes.
But also, his all continues to most of the time be not that noteworthy.
Yeah, it's not like a Tom where his odd and quirkiness could maybe even improve a dull story like this. When you have a generic Peter Davison performance, it's just gonna get absorbed in the dullness of the story itself.
Yeah.
All right, Ben. What could be improved in this story? Let's get to that.
Would we keep the Terminus as a time traveling ship that accidentally started the Big Bang and created the whole universe, and it's about to explode and destroy the whole universe in a second Big Bang, and we got to get a big buff guy to pull the lever so that that doesn't happen?
Like, you could have those elements in there and improve the story by just having the stakes be more obvious from the get-go. So have that be the ticking clock at the beginning of the story, and then once we gain more throughout the story, you understand why it is a ticking clock at the end of the day. But then it is really convoluted. It's just having it just be the ship's gonna explode, or all these sick people is going t this ship is on par with going to a planet where it's going to affect all these people with the sickness. So then the doctor has to plan to either save the day by curing the disease or by stopping the ship from landing to this planet, what could be an interesting story. You don't need any of that convoluted stuff. Because I do like the idea of the Doctor Who story on a plague ship. That's a cool idea.
Yeah. I think having both Terminus and this plague ship, there wasn't really a strong delineation between the two. I feel like both of those elements were not needed. Maybe something like you were saying, where focus on the plague ship and the consequences of that, and the Terminus guys with their skull masks just
Yeah,
isn't. We
no,
can get rid of that. It's fine.
no.
We're not
It should
losing
be,
anything.
but then that's why you could also have the two companions. If you did my idea, what I was talking about before, Turlough and Tegan could be working on getting the ship not to crash down to the planet, and then Doctor and Nyssa would be finding the cure, and then that would make sense for her to end the story because she just had a such a doctor heavy story where she was with the doctor for so much, and also decided to care so much about these curing these people that she wants to really read the story for that.
Instead of Nissa being sick, Davison running around, and Tegan and Turlo just lost, crawling around for an
Hmm.
hour and a half.
Yes, the story needs to be heavily restructured. That's the obvious thing here. The structure itself is the main problem here because it's not really well paced.
Yeah, very unfortunate. Uh, one thing. What did you think about the first, like, I don't know, 7 to 10 minutes on the TARDIS? Was that stuff interesting? Like, oh, let's get him a room. Oh, this is where Adric lived. And
Yeah, that was somewhat interesting, and also still dealing with the consequence of that death, which we haven't really gotten enough of this season.
yeah,
But yeah, it's fine. It's nothing something that's like, oh my god, this is amazing. It's just like it's fine. It doesn't need to be cut. It's good, but it's not bad. You know, best and worst special effect though.
I thought the like in that beginning bit with the TARDIS, like I forget the terminology that was used, but when it was all timey wimey and oh, go through the door, Tegan. I thought that stuff. I remember looking interesting.
Yeah, this is I'm looking at the episode now. There's nothing really too much this episode that stood out to me from a bad or worse special effect standpoint. The sets definitely could be a little bit more interesting. It's very much just boring 80s Doctor Who sets.
The costumes aren't great either.
No, the costumes aren't good at all, especially like the Terminus guys' outfits.
It's
Um,
so plasticky and cheap looking.
yeah, yeah, that definitely could have been improved. But like we said, they just cut those guys.
Well,
But yeah, nothing too bad that it's like, oh my god, this is one of the worst special effects of the whole show's history. You got that like what is that thing that's in like the last two episodes? That's like the creature. It's like a lion
oh,
thing.
the Garm.
That special effect kind of sucks, but it's not the worst thing that we're seeing in the show, do.
It's better than who are the Nyman? It's better than the Nyman.
You know. All right, Ben. Give us the cliffhangers.
Number one, they dock at Terminus, and this spaceship's passengers reveal themselves. And the male uh, raider guy says, "We're on a leper ship. We're all going to die."
Ah!
Two, uh, I had to look these names up, but Valgard attacks Kari, then attempts to strangle the doctor. Now it's your turn. Only you I'm going to kill.
Uh,
And three, uh, Turlo screws up. The computer is about to jettison uh, the reactor fuel and cause a second Big Bang. And the doctor says the whole universe is about to be destroyed.
boom!
What's the best one?
Neither.
Earth?
None of them are great. All of them suck. Rate your ratings, Ben. Let's go.
Wow, you're abdicating, you're not.
Is there any of them that you would say is the best one?
If I had to pick one, just, "Oh,
Okay.
it's a leper,
I'll
okay."
go with you, Ben. It's one.
It's a status quo change.
Yeah.
So, Cam, how would you rate this story?
I was gonna rate it a 5 going into this conversation, but this conversation just made me even think the story's worse than I thought going in. So it's gonna be a 4.5.
Had the opposite effect to our Madron Undead conversation where you're like, "Oh,
Yeah.
this is better than I thought.
Yeah.
This is
No,
worse than you thought."
this is worse. It's a 4.5.
Is this better than Time Flight?
It's better than Time Flight.
Not much better.
Yeah.
Uh, Time Flight is, like, actively bad. This is just kinda boring, I would say.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give it a 5.2
Okay.
for an average rating of 4.85.
What did the Doctor magazine say, Ben?
To talk about the polls, Doctor Who magazine does a poll every decade or so since 1998. In 2023, this was ranked 15th, as well as in 2014 and 2009. In 1998, it was ranked 16th. So pretty steady at the bottom kind of tier.
Yeah. And then in 2014, last time we did a full poll, it ranked 209 in between Daleks in Manhattan / Evolution of the Daleks and Galaxy 4
Galaxy 4 is where?
below it.
Below it. I don't think this is better than Galaxy 4. I mean, Galaxy 4 isn't great, but I liked it better, I think.
Okay. Join us next week for the Enlightenment. We're
The
supposedly a much better episode.
finale of the Black Guardian trilogy.
Yeah,
Dun, dun, dun.
let's go.
Have a wonderful rest of your day.
Goodbye, everybody.